kids' lives. I know that they know that Ryan thought the world of them. I think he should be remembered as an American hero. And I think he should be remembered as just this fun-loving, larger-than-life guy that we should all take something from that and be engaged and present in the moment and live as loud and as proud as he did.
And fans, today we honor Ryan for his bravery, and we thank him for making the ultimate sacrifice for our country. And with us today, would you please welcome Ryan's wife, Karen, and their 3 children, Brooke, Luke, and Taryn, and they are joined by the Lopez family. And the Owens family will be throwing out today's first pitch in honor of Ryan. We are honored to have you here. The Owens family, everyone.
Another great moment here at the ballpark, the Owens family. Hey, we've got baseball, we got the home opener. Stay with us. We got a lot more on this beautiful afternoon at the Yard.
Thank you very much.
Area is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide.
That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By Jack in the Box. Introducing the new Brunchfest menu. It's brunch time anytime at Jack in the Box. And by the 2017 Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon.
Well, it's a beautiful day and a perfect day for baseball. Fans have waited a long time for baseball to come back to the Bay Area, and today officially it is here. Welcome back to our home opener broadcast for the San Francisco Giants. Matt Moore will be on the hill for the Giants this afternoon, and he said, hey, maybe it fell because of the schedule, but he finds it a true honor to be getting the nod and on the hill for his Giants this afternoon. He said the last few starts he had here at AT&T Park in the 2016 season was so energetic, so electric. He hopes to build on it this season. And Bruce Bochy had something to say about Matt Moore as well, and why the fans and his teammates embraced him so quickly, so easily. He said it's all about character, and he absolutely loves the way Matt Moore competes. It's going to be a fun one to get us going. Group and Kite, take it away, guys.
All right, thanks, Amy. As Matt Moore just jumped the gun, he took the field. So our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open for spring break. It is a cool one here today, 61 degrees, light winds, humidity at 59%, and it is overcast. All right, the lineup for the D-backs, who come into this game with a record of 6-1, is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. And it'll be Pollock, Owens, and then Goldschmidt. You see Goldschmidt, he likes it here, followed by Lamb, Tomas, and Drury. David Peralta will hit 7th, and it's Mathis, and then it's Walker.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the 27-year-old left-hander Matt Moore, 6'2", 215-pounder out of St. Petersburg, Florida. He's in his 6th year at the big league level. This is his outing in Arizona against the Diamondbacks, through 99 pitches and 5 1/3. Gave up 3 earned runs in that outing. When you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a fastball that can go 93, 96 miles per hour. He's got a cut fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. Most of the fastballs you're going to see are either the four-seam or the cut. He kind of shelved the two-seamer when he came up with a cut in last year's season. Lifetime against the Diamondbacks, 2-2. And that's in 4 starts.
So here's the leadoff hitter, A.J. Pollock. As Moore looks into Buster Posey. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's taken inside. So we get started at 1:39. Pollock hitting at 286, a home run, 5 driven in. Takes a strike from home plate umpire Fielden Colbreth. Carlson, Buckner, and Gonzalez from first to third.
And you're not going to see big corners on the strike zone of Colbreth. It's a narrow zone. You will get some high strikes. You will get some low strikes. Not many wide strikes.
Matt Moore lost to these D-backs on this road trip. Pitched pretty well. It was an error, a fielding error by Brandon Belt that really hurt Matt Moore, as this is hit towards Crawford, and Crawford to Belt, and that's how this game gets started.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Parker, Span, and Pence, the best arm in right field. Crawford, Nunez on the left side of the infield, Panic and Belt on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Not to be too overly dramatic, but that could be a base hit in Arizona.
Probably was. Gives you an idea how much faster the infield in Arizona is than the one here in San Francisco.
Owens on the first pitch. 2 outs.
All right. Time now for our Nissan keys to the game. Number 1, take advantage of the historical home opener magic. Since 1958, Giants 37-22, and here at AT&T even better. They're 13-4. So number 2, ride the energy of opening day. Everybody is psyched, and guess what? They're rooting for you, fellas. Those are our Nissan keys to the game.
And here's Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt off to a good start. He's hitting at 346, a couple of home runs, 5 driven in, and there's a called strike. I'm always shocked when Goldschmidt's not hitting 346. Let's put it that way. On the ground to Crawford. And this will be a 7-pitch first inning for Matt Moore. Giants are coming up. It'll be Span, Belt, and Pence. Corner of 3rd and King, and let's take a look at the Giants lineup, and it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Span, Belt, and Hunter Pence. Let's see what he's done the last 60 games here at this ballpark, followed by Posey, Crawford, and Nunez. Panic will hit 7th, and Parker, and then Matt Moore.
On the hill today for the Arizona Diamondbacks will be the big right-hander, Taijuan Walker. Walker, 24 years of age. He's 6'4", 235 pounds. This was his line in that game where he was the winning pitcher against the Giants in Arizona. 6 innings, 4 earnings, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. And you're going to see a healthy fastball. It'll go low to high 90s. He will forward 2-seam the grip on that fastball. He's got a curveball and a slider and a split. And when he's going good, you're going to see a lot of fastballs and a lot of splits. Split is definitely his best specialty pitch.
So Walker pacing around. I'm going to just get this out of the way right now. I like the socks.
The new sock look from Denard Span.
I like it. Belt to follow, and then Pence. You know, some guys can pull it off. Not everybody can.
Well, you got to have some decent calves if you're going to hike your pants up.
There's a call strike.
Giants forever, the cure. No school. More woo.
We'll see if we can interpret that a little later as Span fouls it up.
I may have just got fired. I have no idea.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Span is 3 for 14 at the start of the season as he takes this pitch inside.
Take a look at how Walker uses his pitches. A lot of fastballs, a lot of changeups. Over 80% of the time, that's what you're going to get. Fastball, soft, changeup combination.
Out of play. There's maybe first opening day. Yep.
All dressed up, looking very, very clean.
2 balls and 2 strikes to the Giants leadoff hitter, Denard Span. Driven to right. Peralta back. Peralta watches it over his head, and it kicks over to Pollock. Span is on the move, and he's going to drop anchor at second base. Only because Pollock did a good job.
Let's take a look at the defense that the Diamondbacks will employ today behind Taijuan Walker. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Tomas, Pollock, and Peralta. The best arm, strength-wise, is in left field with Tomas. Owens and Lamb on the left side, Drury and Goldsmith on the right side. Jeff Mathis, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. And let's take a look at how this game starts off for the Giants. High fastball in a two-strike situation. What's the easiest area to protect between the belt and the letters? And Denard Span puts a charge into one and lights this crowd up.
Here's Belt. And Belt takes inside. He's hitting .250. He does have 3 home runs. One of those 3 came against Taijuan Walker. Overshift for Belt. And Belt hits a little fly ball to right. Peralta's coming in. He dives and he makes the catch. Here's our Jeep drives of the game yesterday against the Padres. Hunter Pence hits a 2-run home run off of Clayton Richard. That's gone.
Not a hanger either.
And then Buster Posey goes back-to-back with an opposite field home run. And those home runs were the first of the season for both those gentlemen. We have a meeting on the mound. Field and Cobra's trying to break it up.
They may be changing the signals. When you bring your middle infielders and the catcher in, I mean, usually you're changing the signs.
Here's Pence, 2 for 3 lifetime against Walker. Buster Posey on deck. Inside, gets away, and Span's going to go to third. I don't know if Mathis all that meeting about switching signs, if he may have crossed him up.
I thought that ball was a foul ball. In terms of what I was looking at. Check swing.
No, I don't think so. I think he just missed it.
I agree. He sets up on the outside corner. It goes up and in, and the velocity you get from Walker, I mean, that's a lot to ask a catcher to sit low and have to come back up, across the plate up high. Let's see why he missed it.
Ooh, what a hanger, and he fouls it straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That indeed was a hanger.
There's Buster Posey. Bottom of the first. Walker against the Giants wins 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. That was just about 5 days ago.
Give you an idea of the mindset of a manager. We saw the situation. Giants had a runner at third base in the first inning in San Diego. They're playing the infield in.
Yeah.
And reason why their team wasn't really hitting a lot. Well, the Diamondbacks hitting .313 as a group. They're playing it back. They know they can score runs.
This will be Drury with Span possibly tagging, and he is going to put on the brakes as Hunter Pence pops out. 2 outs. And now it'll be up to Buster Posey. See the numbers for Buster Posey. He really wasn't catching any breaks in that series in Arizona.
Yeah, those numbers are not as good as they should be. They should have about 6 more hits.
Two for 5 lifetime against Walker. And he shoots this one high and foul and out of play. Look out.
Oh. Got him in the helmet.
All of a sudden it got really quiet here.
Giants head trainer Dave Greshner out there. Bruce Bochy out there.
And this is a precaution.
Now, Dave Greshner will ask him a number of questions about his vision, about it ringing in his ear. And he gets any answer that is a positive on that, he's coming out. See just where it got him. High on the back left side. That's a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And he had nowhere to go. It was just on him.
So here's Crawford. Crawford with a big swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt.
So Nick Hundley comes into the game as a pinch runner. He'll stay in and catch.
On the ground, Goldschmidt. And that's going to end the inning. After 1, 0-0. Easter. It's also the Giants and the Rockies. First 5,000 kids 14 and under, they're going to receive a Brandon Crawford backpack courtesy of Toyota. sfgiants.com. That's where you go. No score. The change is Hundley is now catching. And the hitter is Jake Lamb. And Lamb on the first pitch rolls it foul. Lamb hitting .250, a couple of home runs, 7 driven in. So there's Hundley. Good breaking ball, 0-2. Tomas, then Brandon Drury. On the ground to third and a base hit past Nunez. As that comes on an 0-2 pitch. So Lamb is aboard. That's the first hit of the game for the D-backs. And here's Tomas. Jake Lamb looked like he was in a little bit of a protect mode, and nice opposite field approach. And here's Tomas. Tomas hitting .350 with 4 runs batted in. Very aggressive, likes that first pitch. And he takes it in tight. 1 ball and no strikes. Outfield straight away for Tomas. I've seen him hit the ball all over the ballpark. Crawford. Panic at double play depth. Outside 2-0. So this will be the first time for Matt Moore that he's thrown out of the stretch. And right now his 2 pitches have missed. 2 balls and no strikes. And a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. Tomas has had 11 lifetime at bats against Matt Moore. He's 3 for 11. Brandon Drury on deck, and then David Peralta. We're in the 2nd inning. If we hear anything about Buster Posey, we will let you know. Swing, and then a miss. 2-2. So take something off. And Matt Moore bounces back after falling behind 2 balls and no strikes. Lamb does not have a steal. Moore is ready. Got him. 3 straight strikes after falling behind 2-0. Whatever Yasmani Tomas was looking for, it wasn't that.
Take a look at the payoff pitch. It's a little cut fastball, just tucks in on that outside corner. And Field and Cobra says, looks pretty good from here.
Here's Drury. See the high numbers for Brandon Drury. Giants were responsible for some of those high numbers. As he takes a strike.
A lot of confidence right now, and he's using the whole field. They'll say that about a lot of confident hitters. Puts the ball away, he'll hit the ball to right field. Puts the ball in, he'll pull. Guessing right, thinking right. All parts of being hot.
This is a jam shot foul. It's 0-2.
Well, Giants fans, you can stream the Giants on the go this season, and this season you'll be able to stream every NBC Sports Bay Area Giants broadcast on your desktop or your mobile device. Giants games will be streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app. Get it? We got it. It's fantastic. You'll love it.
So Matt Moore quickly out in front. It's no balls and 2 strikes to Brandon Drury. Lamb led off the inning with a base hit. And it's tails outside, 1-2. Giants went 1-3 in Arizona, and the Indians came in. The Indians had won 3 straight. They came into Arizona, and the D-backs swept them. Little pop-up out to right field for Hunter Pence.
Take a look at how Matt Moore uses his stuff. And you look at the fastball and the cut fastball, it's about 65%. It's going to get a little bit more this year. He's going to start using that cutter more. And then the changeup curveball, I mean, he can use those both strikeout pitches, swing and miss pitches. And whichever one is working, I mean, he'll ride it. But when he's got it going, he'll go a lot right now with just the fastball and the cut combination.
Nice block by Hundley. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, you talk about those Cleveland Indians that came into Arizona. They were on the road, opened up in Texas, and swept the Rangers at home. So you knew that they were a pretty confident bunch coming into Chase Field in Arizona, but Diamondbacks playing good ball, swept them.
Side retired. Nunez, panic, Parker coming up. 0-0.
NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
Here it's a 0-0 ball game. In between innings, the Giants and Larry Baer recognizing a really great Giant in Javier Lopez, who spent 7 seasons here. And part of those 3 world championships, and a big part, contributed in every one.
And as classy a person as you would think him to be.
Nunez on the first pitch pops it up to the right side. And let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, gentlemen. Hunter Strickland back from paternity leave with an extended family. We get to meet little Miss Kenzie Ray. She was born on April 8th, 7:13 in the evening to Hunter and Shelly. 6 pounds, 12 ounces, 19.5 inches long. Those are all the stats. I joked around with Hunter Strickland today, and I said, hey, you thought winning a World Series was cool? Having a baby is miraculous, guys.
Yep. Congratulations. Your life is changed forever.
In a good way.
In a good way. Here's Joe Panik, who takes the ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Parker to follow. 1 and 2.
That last fastball, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. It's our fast pitch brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go.
Up high to Panik. 2 and 2.
Walker's going to get booed every time he comes off the plate inside now.
Panik 1 for 6 in his career against Taijuan Walker. And that's foul. Look out, Mark Carlson.
Heads up.
Sometimes that ball comes at you and you can't get out of the way. It just follows you.
George Zarzana, our ball due to first base today. Making a play. Just wait till it stops rolling, George, and pick it up, as Bob Uecker used to say.
And a pop-up. This one to the left side. And it's Tomas at the last second calling off Owens. 2 down. And here's Parker. So Parker's trying to get an average. Parker is 0 for 12.
Well, his batting practice today was live and loud.
The ball's in 1 strike. Parker saw Walker in Arizona. He got a heavy dose of fastballs.
Well, and the concern right now is whether or not he's getting that front foot down in time on the fastball, because a lot of those swings he had against Walker were late, and that is something he's going to try and change today. Again, Walker's buzzing up around the letters. It's definitely not going unnoticed in that Giants dugout. Not after Walker hit Buster Posey in the head.
Three balls and 1 strike.
Hard stuff in, soft stuff away. And yes, that was a 90-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch.
Foul back. It's now 3 and 2. Into center field for A.J. Pollock, and Pollock is going to put it away. When we come back, we're going to have a special guest. That's right, a special guest. a former Giant that we think is great. We head to the third. We said we had a guest. We said we liked him a lot. We still do.
Thanks, pal.
Matt Williams. Matt, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hello, you big muddy.
Hello, baby.
Matt was teammates with Mike.
Yes.
And when I started out as a broadcaster, Matt was on the field. And we had some good memories. Here's Mathis. And Mathis is going to take the pitch up high, 1-0. So we'll just let everybody know Matt is part of the pre and post game show now for our beloved station. And what did we hear? 50?
50. Got a chance to work with Flan today. That was fun.
1 ball and 1 strike. Mike, any memories of this guy when he was young?
Uh-oh. Are you kidding?
Any really memorable memories when he was young?
Well, I can tell you, as we watched Buster Posey get hit in the head today, if Matt Williams was on the bench and one of his teammates got hit in the head, you would see a game face where he wouldn't blink. It was like the human version of a short-haired pointer looking at a bird.
Yeah. It's your family, man.
Yeah, I remember when Matt and Dusty kind of got into it, and Matt pointed at Dusty. Dusty called that a sign of aggression.
It was. It was a sign. Well, you know, a little ball flies behind your head, and all of a sudden you become aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
Here it's 1-2 to Mathis. And this is driven out to Hunter Pence. And the thing that was ironic is you loved Dusty and Dusty loved you. But at that particular moment, I don't think so.
Yeah, well, you know, you can fight with your brothers all day long. But you know,
hey, push
step on the field, it's a little different thing, right?
Exactly right, as Mr. Walker's finding out as he's booed by this crowd.
Well, and back in when we were playing, we were allowed to retaliate. It's not allowed anymore.
Walker takes a call strike. He is a big fellow. And we'll see if anything happens at some point in this series. But like Mike said, everybody's well protected now.
You know, and if Matt Moore were to hit him with a pitch right now, if he gets kicked out of the ball game, he gets reviewed, and he has a possibility of getting suspended for a week.
This is going to be caught. That I have to tell you though that Matt, that never stopped him.
No, of course not.
This is what happened. If you just joined us, Buster left the ball game after getting hit in the head, and he had nowhere to go, like Mike said.
Matt, did you ever get hit in the head?
I did, 4 or 5 times. Looking for the slider and having the pitcher throw a fastball up and in. Really, as you said, Buster had nowhere to go right there. It's 95 miles an hour, and you don't have a whole lot of time to react.
This is A.J. Pollock.
Can you still see balls coming at you when you're sleeping?
Oh yeah, yeah. I wake up from time to time. It's generally after I don't know, some Mexican food or something. I don't know why. But
habaneros, man.
Yeah, something, some kind of reaction happens.
They're psychedelic.
I don't know.
Pollock rolled out to Crawford to start out the ball game. You know, you were part of this organization, the D-backs, and this guy's a really good player. Isn't
He is. He understands his craft. He's a very good outfielder. You know, he's hit all over the lineup, really, but the leadoff spot he's really taken a liking to. There's a lot of things on the baseball field that can help his team, that's for sure.
And if you go down before the season starts, and he's one of your centerpieces, like what happened last year, it really hurt the team.
It did, yeah, of course. 3/5 of the rotation out at a certain time last year. AJ, the last game of spring training, slid into the plate and broke his elbow and was never really, you know, he came back late, but was never really effective. He's a big piece.
That's going to retire the side. We're going to keep Matt Williams around for another half inning. Here it's 0-0.
Bay Area is brought to you by Provident Credit Union Super Reward Checking. We pay you.
Here at AT&T Park, it's 0-0 as Matt Moore stands in. We're visiting with Matt Williams as Matt Moore goes around, and it's no balls and one strike.
All right, I got to ask you. I mean, you've done everything in this game. I mean, you were an all-star player. You've been in the World Series. You've been a World Series champion. You've been a coach. You've been a manager, a broadcaster. What's the most fun of all of them?
Playing, of course, because you get a chance to make a difference every single day and live your dream, really. Uniform's really cool. If you can get a chance to get out there in uniform, that's fantastic. Talking about the game's fun too, though. I'm really enjoying this piece of it now to explain why it happens, you know, good, bad, or indifferent, but why, and help to educate and give the fans something to listen to, for sure.
Here's Span, who doubled over the head of Peralta in the first inning. Giants had an opportunity in the first, but let it get away. With Brandon Belt to follow. Hard to forget those years, though, when you were at Candlestick and everybody that came into that place hated it.
Yeah.
Wasn't that you guys loved it, but that was it. It's your home, right?
Well, yeah, you don't have a choice really. But nonetheless, an advantage for us. We're out there in our short sleeves, and everybody else is in a parka, and we'd have the New York Mets come in, and Darryl Strawberry would take a day off, and Howard Johnson would take a day off, and that was okay with us.
So Span takes low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
I mean, you never played like you had any regrets. But I do have to ask you, in 1994, when you were on pace to set the new single-season home run record, and the season got canceled, does that ever haunt you?
No, because you guys taught us that there's things more important than your personal stats. You know, I remember '81. Well, not as a player, but I remember the stories that you guys told about the sacrifices you made to push the game forward. So you never know. I mean, you never know what could have happened. But I certainly wasn't thinking about it at the time. I was just trying to make my way and be a good player.
There's a good look at Matt Williams talking about Candlestick and some of the great moments.
Is it weird for you to drive by 101 and look over and see no Candlestick?
It's odd. Yeah, it's odd. It's that was home for 10 years. And like you said, a lot of great memories there.
Here's Belt. 2 outs here in the 3rd. No score. Belt hit a soft line drive to right.
You know, as great a ballpark as it is here at AT&T, and it gets loud. Nothing could be as loud as Candlestick. That was a different level of loud.
Here it's 2-0.
You guys had in recent history, had a chance to experience the World Series here. You know, we got a chance in '89, but man, you fill it with 70,000 people, and it's pretty good.
3-0.
Well, we got a piece of it. We got some seats, some dirt. We went back there after they closed it up, and the Niners had moved down to Santa Clara, and we walked out on the field, and they still had the field configured to football. The grass had all died, but as the grass died, the infield and the imprint of the infield came back up. You could see the infield and where the mound was. It was kind of eerie, but very cool.
Yeah, you love that. That's.
Here's Hunter Pence, who popped out to Drury in the 1st inning. So Walker now out of the stretch to Hunter Pence with Hundley on deck. And a high chopper that's going to kick foul. And it's 0-1.
So we do the pregame show, right? And we have a pick to click, and I picked Hunter today.
Well,
good fastball hitter. Walker's going to try to throw him a slider, and I think he's going to hang one. And
well, he hung one to Hunter Pence in the 1st inning, and he missed it.
He did.
He's got a pretty good swing going right now. Both these teams are confident offensively.
0-1 to Pence with Belt at first. And a base hit to right field. So Belt will stop at second. And here's Hundley. Sometimes it works that the guy that comes in for the player that departed ends up having a good day.
Well, he's got an opportunity here.
If you just joined us, Buster Posey was hit on the helmet by a Taijuan Walker fastball, left the game. And now Hundley's going to hit for the first time. We're with Matt Williams on this home opener, this beautiful Monday.
What a gorgeous day, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
You couldn't ask for anything better.
Crawford watching from the on-deck circle. And Hundley takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. Used to see your little guy run around. What's he doing?
He's a Midwest area scout for the Diamondbacks and living in Kansas City. Yeah, enjoying it. He just got the job this year, so just moved to the Midwest. He's loving it.
Kansas City's a good town.
Yeah, great town. Yeah, he's having fun. Loves the game. Loves to be a part of it.
I used to see him shag.
He was a professional player.
Yeah, played for the Diamondbacks. Yeah.
2-0 to Hundley. Walker right now trying to throw a strike.
But you had us convinced that Jake was going to be a hitter. He was a pitcher, right?
He was a pitcher, yeah. You know, well, he was left-handed, so what are you going to do?
I know, but you didn't even like pitchers.
I still don't like pitchers. Except for you.
This is chopped foul.
No, isn't it great? Isn't it great the deep-seated disdain you have for each other, depending on what position you play?
Yeah, it's true. I got to sit next to him for all these years.
Yeah, I tell you what is amazing. It's like, you know, guys you played against and that you had an attitude against. Now all of a sudden you're out of the game 5-10 years, and you see it, that guy.
You hug him.
Yeah, it's like, hey, fraternal brothers.
Yeah.
2 balls and a strike to Hundley. And there's a fastball for a strike.
I mean,
2-2.
You see Oral Hershiser, you're buddies.
I don't know if I'm going that far, but
there was a time.
There was a time.
Yeah. 2-2 to Nick Hundley.
He had to bring that up, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Hit into center field. Pollock is going to get there, and that'll end the inning. No runs. A hit to left. Matt Williams, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, fellas.
And you can see Matt tonight on Post Game Live. Go get him, Eddie.
Okay, then.
To you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Here at AT&T Park, it's a 0-0 ball game. It'll be Chris Owings, followed by Goldschmidt and then Lamb. Owings hit a fly ball to center field.
All right, take a look at our Exmo. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Very balanced, upright, and look at the shoulder and the hip come out at the same time, which is his key, and that is basically coming out in one piece. That thing too about Matt Moore, I mean, he's got a high 3/4 release, which is why he gets such great angle on his breaking ball.
On the ground to Crawford. Crawford stays with it. 1 out.
Diamondbacks first time through the lineup this year hit 268 as a team. The second time through they hit 333. The third time through the lineup they've been hitting 450. So they're a team that absolutely makes adjustments as the game wears on. And it's certainly the way it felt when the Giants saw the Diamondbacks in Arizona.
There's the pitch to Goldschmidt, and it's outside for a ball.
Giants had the first lead in all 4 of those games against Arizona, and they won 1 of them.
And a belt tie strike to Goldschmidt. On deck is Lamb. Just inside, not by much. 2-1.
Diamondback all-time hit leaders. Luis Gonzalez on top with 1,337. Goldschmidt coming fast.
On the ground to Nunez on one hop. 2 outs.
Spectacular day. Bunting hung for opening day. Could not be a more glorious afternoon here in San Francisco.
It is beautiful. Here's Lamb, who's got the only hit in the game for the D-backs, as he checks his swing and fouls this one down the left field line and out of play.
Brought a glove, got a ball. Not a bit.
Up the middle. Moore loses his glove and throws him out. Might have hit him on the shin, but he seems to be okay. Crawford Nunez panic coming up.
Presented by the authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
Well, the happy hour premieres today following Giants postgame live on NBC Sports Bay Area. Bay Area Sports Talk just got a bit more interesting. Weekdays, Greg Papa, Ray Ratto, and Kelly Johnson bring you the happy hour. Premieres later today on NBC Sports Bay Area. That should be entertaining and fun.
Yep.
And provocative.
Here's Crawford. Crawford takes low. He bounced out to Goldschmidt in the first inning. Down the left field line, that's trouble. Crawford's going to have at least a double, and that's where he'll end up.
Now, it seems like we say it every day since spring training started. Crawford has had the ability to go the other way, and it's a two-seam fastball with movement. Walker gets the ball up around the belt, and Crawford just goes with the location. And I mean, he drives it. That's not a slice. That's a backspin on it. When you can backspin the opposite line, you are dialed.
So here's Nunez. Nunez tops this one, and nobody's at third. Lamb went over in case that ball got by Walker. Check in with Amy G.
All right, guys. Well, before the game, the Giants talked about Willie Mays and how he's been with the Giants for all 60 years that they have been, 60 seasons they have been in San Francisco. Somebody else that's been here for all of them, Mike Murphy. He's the senior clubhouse advisor. He has been with the Giants for all 60 seasons in San Francisco. He said he's seen all the past players, all the current players. He looks forward to seeing the future players, and boy, would he have stories to tell. But those are all off the record. He said they've all been a joy, every single one of them. And guys, he has not missed a single home game. Wow. Dwayne.
Here's Panic. Infield is in for Panic. By the way, Murph has a lot of stories he'll never tell. We have stories on Murph that we'll never tell.
Well, and we have stories on Murph that we will tell. He's just been such a big part of this organization, and the way he's touched all of our lives. I mean, you could get all the old players in a room and start telling Murph stories, and you could kill a week.
Let's see if Walker is going to pitch to Panic. Clearly, the Diamondbacks know the struggles that Parker's been going through.
Well, behind Parker is the pitcher, so you bring up an interesting point.
This pitch here may tell the story.
A little changeup and a 2-0 count, and Walker wanted it. This is where you turn a guy loose, especially a contact hitter like Joe Panic.
Remember when Matt Moore hit Joe Panic last year? And Joe Panic continued to play, not just that game, but 8 more games after that. He got a couple of game-winning hits in that series, and then the symptoms arrived after that.
So, and he played 8 games after that injury. And what he really had a problem doing was tracking the ball. I mean, he was having problems with some headaches, and it was clear he had had a concussion. It took him a while to get back.
Parker takes a strike. Overshift is on for Parker.
So what we've learned to do anytime there is a guy getting hit in the helmet, like Buster Posey got hit today in the first inning, is you hold your breath. I hope that he's all right. He came out of the ball game and they're not taking any chances. It's a big at bat right now for Parker.
Two balls and 1 strike.
You know, when you're in a slump and you're not quite, you don't quite have the rhythm at the plate that you used to, you're searching for it. But in a bat like this, where you can make it out, if you can get a run in, I mean, that type of a confidence boost can definitely aid in your getting out of a slump.
2-2.
You're not looking for that breaking ball. Now with 2 strikes, he'll adjust. But both strikes in this sequence, the first pitch, a curveball, and the 2-1, a curveball. So now you take a little swing out and you battle. You need at least a medium fly ball to score Crawford.
So you come in with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball in on your hands, and Parker did well to foul it off. Yeah, this is the day they handed out calendars. They're all over the place.
Yeah, that's one of those promos you got to do in April. You can't do that in September.
2 balls and 2 strikes. On the ground, foul. Almost a thing of beauty.
And our ball dude, Darryl Galt, over there to gather it up.
And another 2-2 pitch coming up to Jared Parker. 3-2. That was a tough one to lay off of.
Well, especially when you're looking for a fastball, you're looking for something up that you can get in the air deep enough in the outfield to score that runner on a sac fly.
Now with a base open, even if it's at second, you don't quite know what you're going to get here. 3-2. And it goes, and it's the walk.
And an easy take and a good at bat. And that is not what Taijuan Walker wanted to do. Yeah, he had an open base, but with 1 out and a pitcher coming up, and you want to bear down on that eighth place hitter, especially if you know he's been slumping. So D-backs going to call timeout. Mike Butcher going to make his way out to the mound, try and refocus his young right-hander.
Well, we have a meeting on the mound, so we're going to have a meeting between third base coach and hitter. Look, if you bunt, and the worst thing that happens is you get a force play at the plate. Well, the worst thing is you could bunt through it, but we're not talking about a squeeze. It still leaves the bases loaded for Span.
Well, if you bunt it too hard, you can also bunt into a double play. I mean, he's not a bad hitter. His batting practice is good, and he's got some power.
And he bunts it foul. Crawford, Panic, Parker, 1 out. Tried it once. We'll see if he tries it again. Slowly hit. Throws it away. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. 3 runs score. And for Matt Moore, it's a little league double.
What happened? And we're going to make it our 4th right choice simply because we've never seen this. It's a swing and bunt. Now Walker comes in and makes an errant throw. There's 1 run in. Now Mathis throws wide. That's 2 runs in. And here comes Parker. And hand touches before the tag. And everybody's safe. 1 more time. Joe Panic, and on the back side of it, Jared Parker, and Matt Moore winds up at second base. Our 4th right choice, and that may be my favorite one of all times.
Here's Span. For all you Little League coaches out there, just remember this. Even big leaguers do it sometimes.
It happens.
I don't even know how to score that, to be honest with you.
That was a pretty amazing play.
So an error on Walker to allow the first run, and an error on Matthews to allow the second run. And the third run scored just because it had to. I'm thinking there should be an RBI somewhere for Matt Moore.
Well, why not? He made contact.
So not a hit for Matt Moore, correct?
No,
No, Giants have 3 hits on the board. That's a scorekeeper's nightmare. I'm sorry. Span on the ground, and it's Drury who's going to make the play. Moore ends up at third.
All right, one more look from the dugout of the Diamondbacks. So there's the break open play, and Joe Panik never slowed down around third, and there's a wide throw there. But the surprise was Parker scoring all the way from first base at a ball that got hit 30 feet.
And Matt Moore was credited with an RBI. I also think that wasn't that bad of a throw from Mathis. I think Walker just missed it. Here's Belt, who takes a breaking ball for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. So Belt takes a strike. Well, you see weird things every once in a while.
Well, that was weird. Very entertaining. And 42,000 plus seem to enjoy it enormously. Because the volume of the play just kept getting louder and louder with each run that scored. It was like another layer of loud.
I'm telling you, it's like a playground. You just keep running.
Pitch count's really getting up there for Walker.
Pence is going to hit. Belt walks for the second time.
That's a great at bat. And that walk with 2 outs is now going to cause big concern for the Diamondback bench. Because this inning has run long, and that's when you make mistakes to location. And that's what Pence is looking for, a mistake to do some more damage.
High to Pence, and it's 1-0.
And it was up right there. And I think you're really most vulnerable to the high pitch inning early in April. Most pitchers are still building strength in their arm, their shoulder.
Hit out into right center field, and it's going to be Pollock who makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. So here's the play. Crawford scores. Panik scores. Oh, and Parker scores. 3-0 Giants. Banquet timeless moment. Giants have raised 3 flags on home openers, 2011, 13, and 15. Brian Wilson had the honors in 2010 with the World Series flag. It was a group effort in 2012. Then, of course, Madison Bumgarner riding the horse with the 2014 flag. There's Brian Wilson. I miss that guy.
Well,
he got the last out.
Hopefully we'll get him back here someday.
Soon. This was the team effort in 2013. And then Bum on the horse. All great memories.
Yeah, they were.
All timeless moments. As Yosmani Tomas is going to hit first. Tomas, Drury, Peralta, and it's wide, 1-0. So we'll see if Matt Moore, after running the bases, has a little time to settle down with a 3-run lead. 2-0. Just 45 pitches for Matt Moore. There's a strike.
Had a nice rhythm since the first inning. And really, we talked about this is a strike zone that really does favor the hitter a bit more than the pitcher. It's a tight zone.
High and deep to left. Parker back, gone. So the D-backs are on the board as Tomas hits his first home run of the year.
Well, Tomas had count leverage. And one thing we found out about this guy is he is very good at covering the inside fastball. And this is exactly what he gets. And just digs it out. And once that thing elevated, see you later, as strong as he is.
Here's Brandon Drury. Drury hit a pop-up to Hunter Pence in the second inning. And the first pitch is down low. Peralta on deck, and then Mathis. Two and 0. What ain't gonna miss? Drury helped him out. A little pop-up foul down the right field line and out of play. Drury back in the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him.
Boy, that thing cut about 10 inches across the plate. And this is a pitch that he didn't even have till late last season. And watch the movement on this cutter. You see the rotation. It looks in the eye of the hitter like it's a 2-seam fastball, and then all of a sudden, if you're hit from the right side, it bores in on you.
Peralta takes a strike. And he takes another one
with a curveball. So right now, everything coming out of the hand of Matt Moore beautifully.
Three pitches.
That's a rough at bat.
Did he take him around the world?
He dragged him through the garden, and here's the payoff pitch. A little cutter. Nice frame job from Nick Hundley. He sets that target on the outside corner and then just sticks it. Pow! That's the big leagues.
Here's Mathis. Mathis hit a fly ball to Pence. And he takes an inside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Every time I see that boat, I think about my old roommate, Tug McGraw.
Hooked on the left field line and a fair ball. So Parker's going to get to it. And Mathis has a 2-out double with Walker coming up. I missed the boat, Mike, so is there one out in the cove?
No, they had a tug coming across the bay.
I got you.
93-mile-an-hour fastball, and Jeff Mathis was really off to a nice start with the bat. Tells you that he was looking middle in hard stuff, got what he was looking for, did not miss it.
Walker hit a fly ball to right field.
Nick Hundley going to call timeout and go. We're good with the signs, right? First sign after 2. Okay, let's go.
Remember, Hundley did not start the game. Buster Posey did. Walker. Big fella. At the plate with Mathis at second base. Giants lead 3-1 here in the 5th.
Well, now this becomes a big pitch, 2-0 with your 9th hitter up there. Walker is not a bad hitter. I don't know if he's going to have a take sign here, but it is definitely a get it in situation for Matt Moore. Like that. That one Walker taken all the way.
Well, back to a big pitch again.
And back to a get it in situation. 3-1 like the 2-0.
Foul.
Ooh, close.
Not by much.
Well, if you're Matt Moore, that'd take your breath away. Matty Gonzalez, a third base umpire, making the call. See how that was fouled by 4 inches.
Three and 2. And he got him, and they'll end the inning. Tomas gets the D-backs on the board. Giants are coming up. It's 3-1 San Francisco. Bonds was introduced, and as you would expect with this crowd, he got a great ovation. He only won the National League MVP 5 times.
He looks fantastic. Back as a special assistant to Larry Baer. Back being a part of the organization that he grew up loving and being a big part of Giants history.
Hundley's going to lead things off for the Giants. Hundley lined out to center field in the 3rd inning. And he takes a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. And Hundley thrown out. Owens throws him out, and here's Crawford. Crawford doubled his last at bat. Doubled down the left field line. Takes low and in. Nunez on deck. And then Joe Panik. There's a strike. Right on the outside corner at the knees.
Not one you want to swing at when you have a 1-0 count.
Crawford goes the other way again, and this one right over the tarp, about 4 rows back. And Crawford out swinging. Well, Wednesday the 26th is the annual Bay Area Unite Night with the Warriors, and it's presented by Pete's Coffee. Your event package is going to include a ticket to the game. It's the Dodgers and a co-branded Giants Warriors reversible beanie. Remember, you need the ticket for the beanie. sfgiants.com/special events. It's the 2nd strikeout for Walker, and here's Nunez. Warriors are playing tonight.
Well, it's a big Splash Brother fan. Aren't we all?
Yes, absolutely.
And it's the time of year where Warriors winding down the regular schedule. We wish them the best in the next season, the playoffs.
A couple of meaningless games, and then all of a sudden, very meaningful games. As the first round of the playoffs, the Warriors will be taking on the Portland Trailblazers. 1-2 to Nunez. Nunez is 0 for 2. Lines this one into center field, a base hit.
So he extends the inning in a 2-strike, 2-out situation.
And he's going to go.
It is go time if you're a base stealer. Take a look at the mistake from Walker. It gets up right across the letters out over the plate. And as hot as Nunez has been, I mean, that's the area where he just has not missed.
Waiting for Nunez to put the glove on. He's got that fingerless glove that he puts on to protect his left hand.
Tough to pick up a dime with that thing.
Yeah, you're right. Here's Panik. I think I have a couple of those in my attic. I wore skiing them many years ago. Hey, it works.
Okay, how safe was he? This was close. The pickoff attempt. Dive to that outside bag, and that is a tip for young base runners. Again, very close. Walker is very athletic for a guy 6'4", 235. I mean, he moves well. He's got very quick feet, and you have to have quick feet to have a good motion to first base. I mean, you always associate quick feet with a guy who's under 6 feet, not 6'4". Best pickoff move I think I ever saw was Jamie Wright. He was 6'7".
Giants fans aren't that happy with Walker anyway, let alone him throwing it first.
Jamie Wright used to look at the base runner in the stretch, and he would wait until the base runner would lift his right foot up to inch off the bag, and that was his key. When he saw that foot raise up, that's when he would turn and throw to first base. He picked a lot of people off. I mean, he had a quick move anyway, but that little tip about waiting for that right foot to get off the ground, that's a good one.
Panic fouls it out of play.
Yep, found a true heart. That a bit.
No balls and 1 strike. And there's the pitch out that we've been waiting for. 1 ball and 1 strike.
So it's a guessing game with Torey Lovullo, but the best time to go if you're a base runner is right after a pitch out. Rare that you see back-to-back pitch outs. Did you ever just want to tell the pitcher to throw the ball?
No, I have told the first baseman to tell the pitcher I'm not going. Just go over there and tell him I'm not going.
Well, I mean, why would he believe you though?
Because I had the look in my, I'm not going to go.
But you were getting annoyed that he was thrown over to first base.
I'm not going. I'm only 2 feet off the bag. I'm not going to go. Plus, I got the worst base stealing percentage in the history of baseball. I'm not going.
But you look like you were going to go.
2 balls and 1 strike. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the fact that Nunez is not going may be bothering Walker. I think he's got an idea that he is going to go.
Well, I'm really surprised he hasn't gone.
Now 3-1. You would think that he is. He goes. Foul. 3-2. Goldspit now will play behind Nunez. 3-2. He's going to go. On the ground, slowly hit. Owings gloves it, throws it, and Panic is retired, and so are the Giants. 6th inning coming up. It remains 3-1 Giants.
New York City, the Polo Grounds on Coogan's Bluff in Upper Manhattan was demolished. Location 157th Street and 8th Avenue. The Giants' first game was June 28th of 1911. Their last game September 29th of 1957, and the last game ever was September 18th, 1963. That's when the Phillies took on the Mets. And we say goodbye to the Polo Grounds. And there is a guy here today that had a lot of success playing in the Polo Grounds. Willie Mays.
Yeah. Pollock is 0 for 2. And another strike, only 2. I would have loved to have seen a game at the Polo Grounds, and I've said it before, and I've loved to have seen a game here at Seal Stadium. You read so much about those old ballparks and how much it meant to so many different people.
Well, that was a great piece in the Chronicle today. They had a bunch of pictures from opening day, and they had a bunch of really great shots of the Polo Grounds, or of other Polo Grounds, but they had a bunch of Seal Stadium.
Belt's going to give chase, and Belt's going to make the catch. Nice play. This was the last game for the Giants at the Polo Grounds. You see Bill Rigney.
Yeah, there were tears. They were dressed in black. They were mourning.
And the players had to head to the clubhouses, which were located in center field.
Jeez.
Here's Owings. Owings bluffs a bunt, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
But to get back to that story I was talking about in the Chronicle, all the photographs they had of Seal Stadium, they had one I'd never seen before, and it was of the clubhouse in Seal Stadium.
Come on.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Today's Chronicle?
Today's Chronicle.
Slowly hit. Crawford's going to barehand and throw. Got him.
And that was his only chance. It had to be barehand or nothing. And the 2-time Gold Glover makes a Gold Glove play. A swinging bunt, and Owings really has good speed. And Crawford looked like it may have rolled up his hand a little bit. Just a slingshot, and they get him by about 3 feet. Nice play.
Here's Goldschmidt, who's rolled out twice. And now timeout is called.
Yeah, caught him a little bit low in the palm of the hand, but he quickly got out of the fingertips.
Watch, see if Crawford has time to actually throw it where he's got a couple of fingers instead of throwing the palm ball. Sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can have the greatest palm ball. It's 3-0, or make it 2-0 to Goldschmidt. Foul. Gerald Galt. Two balls and 1 strike. And man who ended up with the baseball. Three and 1. Goldschmidt took that one. I'm shocked. It's 3 and 2.
Well, I think that movement kind of fooled him. That was a 3-run cutter. Cutter's such a great pitch for him. And it's kind of a magic pitch, and he feels it's a magic pitch, that he can throw it at a fastball count and guys aren't going to hurt him with it. And that's the magic about it.
Lifted to left. Parker. Side retired. Arizona gone. It remains 3-1.
On NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. By AAA, get a free Giants welcome mat. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/Giants or to a AAA branch for details. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By State Farm, combine auto and renters and see how much you can save. Talk to an agent today. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Giants with a 3-1 lead. It's 0-1 to Jarrett Parker. Matt Moore's on deck, and then it'll be the top of the order in Denard Span.
Yeah, with 96 is into his outing, Taijuan Walker, I mean, he's going to be on a short leash. They're not going to allow him to get back in his stretch.
Foul back, 1-2.
It's a good swing right there. That's progress. And the progress is getting that front foot down, being able to use your legs, which is where his power is. Get that foot down, and that's early. That's what he has not been able to do.
Hit up the middle, and for Parker, a base hit. And he's got an average. Well, join us on Easter Sunday at the ballpark. Giants take on the Rockies. Special Easter ticket offer includes 2 tickets for only $60 and a See's Candy Treasure Egg. sfgiants.com/Easter. Is that it? It is for Taijuan Walker.
And they were not going to let him get back in the stretch. So a nice at bat from Jarrett Parker. And just by looking at his feet, his hits are going to start coming his way.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. Parker reaches to lead off the inning, and there's Randall Delgado.
Fourth game that Delgado has been in, and he's an invaluable part of their bullpen because he can do everything for you. He can come in long, he can spot start, and he can come in short situations. He's got good fastball. You'll see low to mid 90s with velocity, 4 pitches, curveball, slider, changeup.
And then more bunts at foul.
And you'll see all that from a little bit of a funky delivery. It's a high 3/4 release, but a very, very compact take back. Normally you see pitchers when they break their hands from and take the ball out of their glove, they'll swing their hand below their belt. Delgado does not. I mean, it's really compact.
Oh, 0-2 to Matt Moore, who's failed twice now to lay down a bunt.
Foot gets down, he's in position, goes right back up the middle, and this is the first hit of the year, but the significance of getting that foot down early is really what's going to get everybody in that Giants dugout excited.
And Lamb makes the only play he's got, and that's at first, so nice bunt by Matt Moore. Let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
Well, gentlemen, just in case people weren't able to check out the pregame ceremonies of the Giants home opener today, it was amazing, and we're going to show you again some highlights from earlier this afternoon. You saw some speed painting, a tribute to Willie Mays. That was unbelievable. The anthem was sung by the cast of Hamilton, and of course the flyover, which is a tradition here at AT&T Park, and really an emotional moment. Javier Lopez and his wife Renee coming out onto the field for the ceremonial first pitch with the family of Ryan Owens. He was a Chief Special Warfare Op for Navy SEAL Team 6, and he was killed earlier this year during a mission in Yemen. He was only 36 years old, and he was a huge Giants fan and one of Javier Lopez's best friends. Very emotional moment, gentlemen.
Yep, it really was. Thanks, Amy. Here's Span, no balls and 1 strike. Parker, pretty good speed at second. Up the middle. Drury. And on the play, Parker goes to third.
Nice play from Brandon Drury. Really had to venture far to his right, and with as hard as he was going, at the angle he got the ball was not going to be an easy play. That was going to be a long throw in an off-balance position. This is why they call it the big leagues. That's a good effort.
No margin for error for Drury. So here's Belt. Belt has walked twice. Overshift is on for Belt. And he takes low with Hunter Pence on deck. Belt 2 for 11 in his career against Delgado. 1 ball and 1 strike. Belt can get on base.
Well, 394 puts you in the top 5 of the National League.
Three and 1, so Pence may have a shot as he waits on deck.
Now that was a 2-1 changeup. Really, Delgado is not close to where he needed to be. So if you're Belt, I mean, you could sit on one side of the plate, look one speed, and just cheat to get it. You are in the driver's seat right here. Complete hole on the right side of the field in the outfield. Talked about it a lot in Arizona when we saw the defense in the infield play to pull and then the outfield play away. But boy, the right fielder, as we so often see it AT&T. I mean, he's cheating over towards the gap at right center, but man, it is wide open down the line of right field.
Belt sees a lot of 3-2 pitches, is going to see another one here. Got him. So Belt strikes out to end the inning. We will head to the 7th.
Change up on a 3-2. Perfect pitch.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Tomas has a home run. Walker pitched pretty good. Posey left the game. He was hit in the head. And then Matt Moore, who's still out there, has thrown 75 pitches. And here he'll go after Lamb, Tomas, and Drury. And a breaking ball for a strike. It's 76 pitches now for Matt Moore.
He's had a nice feel of his pitches, especially out of the windup.
Denard Span will move back. 1 out.
Well, join us Wednesday, April 12th to celebrate our 2016 Gold Glove winners. You can get to the ballpark early to see Joe Panik, Brandon Crawford, Buster Posey receive their Gold Glove award and receive your very own Gold Glove foam finger presented by Coca-Cola. Tickets are still available on Wednesday the 12th, so go to sfgiants.com/tickets. You're going to want a Gold Glove foam finger.
You think the foam finger's gold?
It will be that day.
Here's Tomas, who homered in the 5th, and he takes a strike. See, Fernando Vina and Edgar Renteria were the last double play combinations to win Gold Gloves. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2.
Guy hits a home run off you. The next at bat, you want to strike him out. That's just the deal.
One and 2.
Tried to cut that outside corner. The pitch that Tomas hit for a home run back in the 5th inning was a 3-1 fastball run in the inside corner. That was a very nice piece of hitting.
Got him.
See ya. That felt good. And the cutter on that outside corner could not have been thrown to a more perfect position. There was at one point in the mind of Tomas that ball was going to be a strike, and yet that little cut movement just kept working back to the glove. Nice pitch.
There's Brandon Drury. Span or Panic? Who's it going to be? Span, side retired. Nice inning for Matt Moore. Who's going to lead it off for the Giants? It'll be Pence, then Hundley, then Crawford.
And we can't wait for happy hour.
Which one are you talking about?
Well, now that you mention that, the premiere today. NBC Sports Bay Area, proud to present.
Here's Pence.
I mean, Greg Papa, Kelly Johnson, Ray Ratto. There will be some horse laughs. There will be some fun. There will be some seriousness to it.
On the ground and a fair ball for Pence, and he can run for a while. Tomas has got to get to it, and Pence is going to put on the brakes. That's his second hit. This one's a double. And here's Nick Hundley.
I cannot remember at any time in two series now with the D-backs where they have played their corner outfielders to pull, and they don't do it here. And this is not a hanger, it's down and in. Pinch rakes it, keeps it fair, and now it's a foot race for Tomas. A little bit of help as that ball got pinched underneath the padding of the wall down the left field line.
So here's Hundley. Hundley's job, get him in, get him over, and he tried to get him over, and he fouled it back. What are they telling us? 8 seconds from home to second?
Hunter Pence from home to second, 8 seconds, and that's with a big backswing.
Got in the elevator in San Diego with Hunter Pence, and some Giants fans came in. They were very polite. They didn't say anything. And when Pence left to get off the elevator, about 4 Giants fans all said the same thing. We had no idea how big he is.
He's a big fella, and I mean, there is an ounce of fat on him.
Outside, 1-2.
Hunter Pence, 6'4". Now they say 220 in the media guide, but that's not true. I mean, he's more like 230. There's some big fellas in that Giants clubhouse. Madison Bumgarner, Jeff Samardzija, Chris Marrero, Hunter Strickland.
Tap foul. Stays at 1-2.
I mean, if you're going to be the Giants, you got to have some big guys, right?
That's exactly right. That's not a little guy either.
Skipper, 6'5". Phil Nevin, third base coach. Big fella.
Bam Bam. One and two. Hit into center field, and we'll see if Pence is going to tag as Pollock catches, and Pence will make it to third. So nice at bat.
Yeah, productive at bat from Nick Hundley. I still think that there should be some reward for that at bat right there. I mean, that's a productive out. Productive outs. I mean, that's what you could call it. How many at bats did you have that were productive outs?
Well, my old broadcast partner, who's probably watching, Joe Morgan, would agree with you. And he's got a better chance of changing that than you and I do.
Well, it helps when you're a Hall of Famer. It really could be in the broadcasting wing of the Hall of Fame as well. Great baseball mind, Joe Morgan.
Infield in, and Crawford takes low. No swing on the appeal. Joe also believes there should be no defensive indifference on a runner going to second. So, should be a steal. Of course, he was a base stealer. You gotta remember that.
I don't know about that one, but I think you should be able to get an RBI if you hit into a double play.
Swing and a miss. Pence diving back in on the bluff by Mathis.
If you're the guy that comes out with the bases loaded, nobody out, you hit a double play and a run score, and your team wins by one, that's a great at bat. You should get rewarded.
Let me text Joe, see if he's in on that one with you. Almost got Crawford. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Two-seamer just misses the uniform. He didn't want to get hit.
Yeah,
he wants to hit.
Absolutely.
It's an RBI out there.
He's got 4 on the year. Out of play. It's now 2-2. Yeah. We never did get the info on the suits.
Oh, yes, we did.
We did?
Absolutely, we did.
Well, thanks for sharing.
That's $100. It's called an Oppo suit. And that, by the way, is summer orange, and he's rocking it. Look. He's got it going. I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that.
Crawford stays alive. Well, the next rain delay that we're involved in, that's where we do most of our damage when it comes to ordering stuff.
Online. Well, Oppo suits. Yep. Painted his beard. He is feeling it. I might vote him best dressed today.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Let's go Giants.
Crawford in a battle with Randall Delgado. Infield in. And a full count.
I mean, that's the pitch that you just get so mad at yourself out if you're a pitcher, because you've got a 2-2 count. It is a strikeout situation, and you want to make that pitch a teaser, and it winds up being an easy take. And it hits right almost on the plate. Buster Posey will tell you, changeup's the hardest pitch to block. Nice play by Jeff Mathis.
Delgado may not care if he walks Crawford here. And he just got a piece. That's a pretty good pitch right there.
It's a good hang right there. He came back with another off-speed pitch.
Three and two. High drive into right center field, hit a ton. Peralta way out in Triple's alley is going to make the catch, and Pence is going to score. Any other park, that's gone.
Any other park, that ball was roasted. And the way that the Diamondbacks had preset their outfield, and they were playing to protect that gap, and it winds up turning out to where they do get an out, but they prevent the extra base hit. Just a 3-2 challenge, and he goes down and gets, look at the head stay down. I mean, he's using a lot of drive through the back leg. Just really gets push. Good at bat.
Well, some guys might even keep track of balls they think would have been out in other parks at the end of the year. You might have anywhere from 5 to 10 extra home runs.
Yeah. I know if I had hit that, I'd be putting it in the file. Signed or Chafin. The lefty getting heated up. Tom Wilhelmsen had been throwing. He stopped.
Flipped out to right for Peralta. And that's going to end the inning. Giants add on. Best dressed. 4-1 Giants. Here at the ballpark, out in the out-of-town scoreboard, you see Katie. And of course, that is in honor of the late Katie Feeney, who just passed away within the last week. And in the writers section of the press box, this memorial has been set up by the Giants. Some great pictures of Katie and just some great memories as this is lifted foul down the left field line and out of play. Remember, her baseball life started when her dad was the GM of the Giants. And then she went on to the Major League Baseball office, where she worked a very, very long time. And we could not ever get her during postseason. to admit that she was cheering for the Giants. As Peralta gets hit. So Peralta will be a base runner. And that'll bring up Mathis. But she never admitted that she was a Giants fan. She said, I am when the World Series starts.
Well, that was good enough for us.
She was a National Leaguer. She worked for the National League.
Let's take a look at the fastball. Set an inside target. This ball goes up. Hits him. Looked like it got it on the tricep of his right arm.
Remember, Peralta got hit here last year and ended up being hurt for a while.
Well, was it retaliation?
No.
You'll never know. But the most important thing is that the umpires didn't kick him out of the game. So in their mind, they didn't think it was. In my mind, I think it was.
In my mind, I don't.
Activity now, the Giants bullpen. Derek Law, tie block.
And a quick 0-2 to Mathis.
See Chris Herman, the on deck hitter, getting ready.
Parker shading his eyes, broke back. Now he comes in. And I just hope that he sees it. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
Well, gentlemen, as you're well aware, yesterday's win in San Diego, huge, and several firsts happened in that game, including the first save for Mark Melanson, and he actually spoke with our own Krug and Kuiper about it after the game, gave some insight, saying that win is going to really help this team relax. He said, albeit this team doesn't press too much, they didn't want to start the season 2-5, obviously, but everybody's a professional, and he felt yesterday's win was going to help them really change direction coming back home today. Guys?
Well, it's true. There were a lot of firsts in yesterday's ball game that were significant.
Herman takes a strike. He's a left-handed hitter.
See the numbers currently. He's off to a good start. A lot of those at-bats are in pinch hit situations.
Good pitch down low. And a lot of reasons why it was a big game yesterday. You get on the plane, you come home with a win in your pocket. You get on that plane 1-6, you're going to feel a lot different.
Well, the first we're talking about, Chris Morero got his first hit. Left field position got their first hit and an RBI. Home runs, first home run for Hunter Pence for Buster Posey. Derek Law given the responsibility to set up, pitched a good eighth inning. Not great, but good. He got one done, and he set it up for Mark Melanson, who got his first save.
I think we made our first mistake of the year, which took that long. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Swing. And 2-2. They're telling us in the truck that no, that happened second inning, first game.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So Samardzija, Johnny Cueto, two parts of the Giants rotation. Cueto got the win yesterday. Samardzija will pitch tomorrow.
Span moving back, still moving back. And he'll make the catch. Herman got a hanger, and he's upset. And here's A.J. Pollock.
Take a look at the location of the pitch. Hang. And as he leaves the batter's box, you saw the head drop. He knew it was going to get caught. Pretty good ride, but in this ballpark, it's a big league hang with him.
Pollock is 0 for 3.
The line for Matt Moore, 92 pitches. I'll tell you what he really has done well today is he's handled the 1 through 4 guys in the lineup. They're just 1 for 12, and 12 of those, 7 of those 12 outs, or 7 of those outs were ground balls.
Crawford charging, and a quick flip, and that'll end the inning. Matt Moore walking off. Nice outing, 4-1 Giants.
Play the Togo way, and yesterday in San Diego against the Padres with 1 out, runners at first and second. Mark Melancon gets Will Myers to hit into a 4-6-3 double play, and that will ensure the victory, and he will get his first save as a Giant. Our Togo's big play the Togo's way.
And he is getting loose in the bullpen. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. And it's going to be Andrew Chafin.
Take a look at the numbers for Chafin. This is his 4th game he's come in. Two hits allowed, or 2 innings. He's allowed 5 base runners. He's going to face Joe Panik, and then a right-handed hitter.
Panik drew a walk in the 4th and scored. Before that, he popped out. After that, he bounced out. There's Melancon standing next to Mark Gardner.
Chafin, you're going to see a lot of fastball slider combinations. He's got pretty good fastball, low to mid-90s.
And a strike to even the count. Swing. You're going to miss 1 and 2.
Well, MLB.TV Premium is back and better than ever. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, you get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Check it out, MLB.TV.
So Panik works it to 3 and 2. Chris Marrero's on deck. Panic out swinging. Well, the area sports talk just got a little bit more interesting. Weekdays, Greg Popper, Ray Ratto, Kelly Johnson, they're going to bring you the happy hour. And it premieres later today on NBC Sports Bay Area, the happy hour. So Marrero is hitting for Parker. Got his first hit of the year yesterday. Knocked in the first run for the Giants.
Yeah, good swings. It's amazing what one hit, one RBI can do to relax you.
Yeah, you feel part of the group.
And every swing that he had after the base hit, he was on it. And it didn't matter what speed they threw at him.
One ball and one strike. And a strike at the knee, so it's now 1-2. And Moreau strikes out on a pitch in the dirt. So Gorkis Hernandez is going to hit, and then you figure Gorkis will go out and play left field.
That's it, getting finished out.
Here's Hernandez. High pop up out of play. Span to follow. On the ground. Owings has it. His throw is in time, and we will go to the ninth. As Chafin gets a couple of strikeouts and a ground ball. Melanson coming in. It'll be Owings, Goldschmidt, and Lamb. It's 4-1 in favor of the Giants.
season, you'll be able to stream every NBC Sports Bay Area Giants broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. Giants game streamed on the go. You can do it on the NBC Sports app.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Mark Melanc's going to start his career as a Giant at AT&T Park. In 2 games this year, he has had 2 opportunities. He converted on one yesterday. When you take your at-bats against Melanson, you're going to see a fastball that can go low to mid-90s, a cutter that'll be right around 90-ish, a great curveball that goes right over the top. And a lot of ground balls, strikeouts. I mean, those are the things that you love out of a reliever. He can do both.
And a first pitch strike to Owens, who's bounced out twice, and he's hit a fly ball to center field. There's Hernandez, who stays in the game, and he goes out to left.
There you take a look at how he uses his pitches, and you're going to see a cutter a lot. And cutter, curveball are his 2 big weapons, but he can do other things.
And it should be noted that Melanson is throwing to his college catcher. How about that?
Nick Hundley. Couple of Wildcats from the University of Arizona.
3-1. So Owens, assuming that he has the opportunity to swing, may get a good pitch to hit here. Under the glove and off of Nunez, and Owens is going to end up at second base. So it'll be a double. And here's Goldschmidt. No leverage.
Well, you don't want to walk him, not with a 3-run lead. There's the cut. Lays it right over the middle of the plate. Owens covers it. Little sinking line drive, just hit off of the little finger of the glove of Nunez. Frustrating for Nunez. I'm sure he feels he should have had that. Would have been a good play, however.
Goldschmidt is 0 for 3.
And in the mind of Melanson, with a 3-run lead, that runner at second base does not exist. You're bearing down on Goldschmidt.
Hernandez moves over. 1 out.
And that's the beauty of the cut. I mean, it did exactly what it's designed to do. It gives the illusion of the fastball. You get out and you get after it, and all of a sudden there's a little leak that goes away from a righty into a lefty. And the break is subtle. I mean, it's not any more than 3 or 4 inches, but it just gets out on the end of the bat.
Here's Lamb. Lamb is 1 for 3.
That's one that Melanson wants. And I'm sure that Nick Hundley is making a case for that pitch. Like we said earlier, I mean, Philip Colbert does not have big corners on either side of the plate. This is where you want to throw it. And you'll see Melanson use that side of the plate a lot, both the righties and lefties. That's his area.
Pitch is down, 2 balls and no strikes. Tomas is on deck. And he digs that one out, and it's foul.
I think the baseball world really got an idea as to what a cut could do when they watched Mariano Rivera for his career. And he just, was so unique in that he had one pitch, basically, and you were going to see it every pitch, and you couldn't beat it. It is a magic pitch, especially when you can put some velocity behind it.
And it's not such a bad thing to get traded over to the Yankees when he's in their bullpen, and you can sit with him 162 games, and you might learn something.
Well, he absolutely did learn something. He learned that pitch. Five pitches, 5 cutters. Staying on that side of the plate. Matt Moore was sensational today.
On the ground, foul. Owens at second. Nunez, 2 down.
Just kept boring in on that inside corner. And in a 2-strike protect mode, Jake Lamb, he can't assume that ball is not going to be a strike. And the ball runs right off the bat. Stay on the inside corner the whole time. And you can see the pitches and where they went. The payoff pitch, perfect.
Here's Tomas. Tomas homered in the 5th. And he takes one just wide. 1 ball and no strikes.
Ideally, if you're a pitcher with a cutter like Melancon, you want a right-hander hitter to try and pull you. That's what you want. The guys that give him problems are guys that can stay inside the cut, take that outside location in right field. That's your best defense against if you're trying to hit it. But even with a philosophy, when you have that type of velocity, that type of movement, it's still not an easy assignment.
Hunter Pence out in Triple's alley. And that's the ball game. Well, Mike, there's something about the home opener the Giants like.
Well, indeed. Here at this ballpark, they're now 14-4 lifetime. And they did it to the type of formula that they had planned on in the offseason. You get a strong outing from your starter, you give the ball to Melancon, and he nails it down. And this is a big win. Nice start to a homestand.
So Matt Moore picks up his first win of the year. He pitched great. Final score here at AT&T Park. It's the Giants 4 and the Diamondbacks 1. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live starts right now.